face. But apart from that, let's get to what Taco Pina was saying back in 2018.
Once that net is out, once the microscope is on you, everything is fair game. And it's hard to argue, oh, you can't look at this or you can't look at that. So yes, if there's an issue with that payment to Stormy Daniels being that it was made on behalf of the candidate, okay, and it was not declared, that's fair game, unfortunately, if that's the case. And, quite frankly, Michael Cohen, again, has made statements that would give rise to suspicion for any prosecutor to say, that doesn't make sense that a lawyer took out a home equity loan with his own money, paid somebody that he didn't even know on behalf of a client who, by the way, had the wherewithal and the money to afford $130,000. Yeah. And by the way, didn't tell the client about the settlement agreement. It's an illegal agreement. It's a fraud. If that's in fact the case, doesn't pass the straight face test. And quite frankly, if that is what happened, we have a potential campaign finance issue.
Yeah.
Oh, how things have changed. That's fair game. It's an illegal agreement. Defraud doesn't pass the straight face test. Potential campaign finance issue. But now, what? Not? Is it possibly because Trump is now paying you as his lawyer? So just to be extra clear, let me play those two clips back to back.
If someone else were accused of paying hush money to avoid a public sex scandal in the manner that Donald Trump is alleged to have avoided a public sex scandal, they would be prosecuted. The answer is 100% no. So yes, if there's an issue with that payment to Stormy Daniels being that it was made on behalf of the candidate, okay, and it was not declared, that's fair game.
It cannot be any clearer. He knows. Of course he knows. Of course he knows that Trump should not have done what he did. He knew back when he wasn't being paid by Trump. Not like he all of a sudden forgot. This guy should not, like, he's been on interviews. He was on, I think last night he was in interviews. How is this clip not brought up to him? Any interview that he's done since becoming Trump's lawyer in defense of Trump in this case, it's media malpractice for those people working on those shows to not do a simple basic search. Hey, what was this guy saying back when he wasn't Trump's lawyer? Let's look through the tape. There can't be that many appearances. Just look it up, find these clips, and then surprise him with this stuff. Catch him off guard. That's what should have happened before this came out the way it did online. But now that this is out, how can anyone possibly take him seriously? This has to be brought up every single time he makes an appearance. Now, just to end on here, since, again, we're waiting on this potential indictment, let's see what is happening outside of Trump Tower, because I'm hearing a lot of Trump supporters are supposed to be out there defending, standing up for Trump. If you're a former president, you can break the law, I guess is their angle here. Interestingly enough, at least as of recording this, not a whole lot of Trump support right now. So I'll get to a reporter's account as to maybe why that is. But here's Newsmax, which of course is a very pro-Trump network covering what is actually happening right now outside Trump Tower.
Interestingly enough, we bring you this live shot here. We know the former president has called for protests in a peaceful manner. Many Republicans push back on that. But interestingly enough, it's the opposite side that's outside protesting now, saying insurrection, TikTok time's up. No one is above the law. Trump is guilty. Again, many supporting the possible indictment of former President Trump.
Yeah. So at least as of recording this, doesn't appear to be a whole lot of support for Trump right now, but this may be why. So Ben Collins, reporter here, tweets out a quick update. Pro-Trump influencers are trying to organize anti-indictment rallies tonight, one in New York City and one at Mar-a-Lago, mostly on Telegram. Trump fans are mostly telling each other not to go, saying it's a Fed trap. This mirrors most pro-Trump protest failures since January 6th. So even though Trump is calling for them to protest for him, a lot of them appear to be a little skittish about the idea because they think is a way for the feds to trap them. And here's an update to that. So Ben Collins writes, I'm at a pro-Trump protest put on by the New York Young Republicans Club. Not a joke. There are more reporters here than Trump supporters. This was supposed to be the big one. So there you go. See a few red hats, a lot of cameras. Looks like a fun time. I don't know what else to say. Joe Taco Pina. I'm never going to look at tacos and pina coladas the same ever again.